I'm very excited about this presentation by Quant Trade. We will have two presenters today, actually. First off, Mr. Erik Long. He is a CEO of Quant Trade and a managing partner. Erik has been published in Futures Magazine, Stocks and Commodities Magazine, and several other trading publications. He is actually the developer of Fractal Finance, a portfolio analysis platform based on the Chaos theory. Erik holds a Series 3 and a Series 30 securities license. And he's long studied evolutionary feedback systems at UCLA and CSU. And we're very excited to have him speaking with us today. Also speaking is Boris Zinchenko. Boris, I hope I said your name correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Boris, he is the CTO of Quant Trade LLC since its formation and developer of the Chaos Barometer. He's obtained his master's in physics from the physics department of Moscow State University. Dr. Zinchenko later earned his PhD from the Russian Academy of Sciences. Now, without much more further ado, I'm going to turn the time over to Erik and Boris, and they'll be showing us around the Chaos Barometer and many other tools that they have.
Well, thank you, Hunter. This is Erik Long, and before we get started, I just want to make sure that everyone is able to see my screen here. Let's go. Is everything coming over okay on your end?
Looks great on this end, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, hello everyone, and thank you for attending this webinar on trading with chaos theory and an introduction to Chaos Complete. And as Hunter mentioned, my name is Erik Long, and I am the CEO of Quant Trade. And before we begin, I would like to ask you to wait until after the presentation before we address any questions. We are going to end the webinar with a Q&A session that will give all of you a chance to ask questions about what we covered today, and this will just keep everything moving smoothly. Also, I would like to remind all of you that attend today to download your free ebook that's available in the presentation here, and this will help to answer some questions that may come to mind later, or maybe even help you to think of some new ones, and we encourage you to pick that up. So as Hunter already covered the disclaimer here, but we have one as well to keep our friends happy at the NFA and CFTC. Essentially it reads that there's inherent risk in trading, and past performance is no guarantee of future performance. So for those of you that have not heard of us, Quant Trade is a trading technology and money management firm that's located in the Chicago Financial District. We were formed in 2007 and have worked with all sorts of different clients. Some of our projects have included the design of a trading platform for a billion-dollar energy firm, statistical arbitrage projects for several hedge funds, high-frequency trading hardware, infrastructure design, and the creation of a commodity trading pool. Our specialty is in the area of algorithmic trading, particularly in the fields of chaos theory and fractal statistics, which is what we're going to cover today. We're also going to talk about one of our favorite trading instruments and strategies. We call it Chaos Complete, and it includes an indicator that we'd like to call the Chaos Barometer. And so I hope that you find this interesting and educational and helpful. So let's just go over what we're going to cover today briefly. So what I'd like to do is discuss Chaos Complete and the Chaos Barometer. We will also go through why we use it ourselves for trading, why we use chaos theory for trading. I'll give you a brief background on fractals and why they work. I'm not going to go into a heavy technical conversation, but I think this will give you a good idea. Also, we will present a detailed overview of the Chaos Barometer with some examples. Then we will move into performance that we have been able to generate from the Chaos Barometer, and also talk about how you can get the Chaos Barometer and Chaos Complete for yourself. We'll move on to some examples of the barometer in MetaStock, and then finish with the Q&A session. So on that note, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the software that Quant Trade has developed here is truly unique in the trading world itself. It not only uses novel techniques that are nonlinear in nature, but it also makes them very practical and easy to use. We have great experience with the Chaos Barometer, and so have our clients. We also use this in our own proprietary trading and also in trading that we do for our clients. The beauty of the technology is that it can be used on almost any time frame and with various types of strategies. So we have clients that are using it to point and click trade over the course of days, using it for swing trading, or algo traders that have used it to build very short-term trading systems. So it really runs the gamut as far as that's concerned. The Chaos Barometer is easy to use across any number of markets, which also makes it conducive to building portfolios. The ease of use and the accuracy really makes it a game changer in terms of what you can do with it and how you can apply it to the different trading markets. So I think that this is something that you haven't seen before. Now let's go ahead and talk about why we at Quant Trade use chaos theory and fractals in trading. I'd like to think that, although I mentioned before we're not going to go into a big technical conversation, that you probably would like to know a little about the springs and gears of the barometer and what makes it tick. Well, like most of our software and trading methodologies, we have incorporated chaos theory and fractals into the design of the Chaos Barometer. And the reason why is because markets are made up of a collective exchange between human and actually now robotic participants. And so the market is really a nonlinear system. With the conventional traditional trading tools that use standard statistics, the trader is really at a disadvantage, and this is due in part to the fact that volatility shocks are not measured properly by standard statistics and that markets do not follow random walks, and I'm going to show you why that's been determined here in a few minutes. But what we need here is a collection of tools that are designed to look for really a hidden order and subtle repeating patterns in these nonlinear chaotic systems. And the fractals and chaos theory are most appropriate for that type of a measurement. So that's why we end up using them in our Quant Trade trading programs. Just to give you some sort of a mental image so that maybe it makes it a little easier to understand if you're not familiar with this, is the concept of imagine an ocean wave, for instance, and trying to measure that wave and the curves of the wave with a standard straight ruler. I mean, I suppose unless there was nothing else to use, that you might want to use that way of measurement, but I would imagine that most of you would say that that's probably not the way to do it. So it's really the same principle in the marketplace. With the Chaos Barometer and Chaos Complete, we're really not restricted to using the equivalent of what would be a straight edge ruler in measuring the way that the markets work. So I'm going to explain to you two major market theories that some of you may have heard of, and these are really the two major market theories that have been around for the last 50 years or so. One is older and generally accepted as incorrect now, and the other is more recent and has been proven correct by many researchers, including the mathematician Benoit Mandelbrot. The older theory is called efficient market hypothesis, and it's concerned with normally distributed prices, the idea that everything follows what you might think of as a bell curve. And according to this theory, price distributions are purely random, there's no hidden patterns to measure, and that markets clear efficiently. So the proponents of this believe that all public information is already reflected in market prices and the prices will just move randomly. So they claim that there's really no way to predict anything in the marketplace. They also believe that long-term prices exhibit no memory. So, I don't know about you, but anyone that's been trading for any substantial length of time will know from experience that this is hardly the case. And what all of the experienced traders that I've met with and discussed this with tend to agree on is that the second market hypothesis, called the fractal market hypothesis, is really the correct view of the way the markets work. And what this proposes is that there are existing price levels and attractors in the marketplace, and that similar price patterns can be found across different time frames, and it forecasts decrease in reliability over time. There are points of criticality that are associated with erratic market activity, and that think 87 crash, for instance, and that markets exhibit trends. So based on this comparison, you can see why we choose to use fractal market hypothesis when we develop our trading tools. So we believe that the market can be forecasted and that there are existing trends in the market. So moving on to the applications of chaos theory, we have a strange looking picture here. So what is this strange image? This image is a fractal attractor, or strange attractor, as it's called in many cases. And these fractals are useful for identifying price attractors in the marketplace. So price attractors are basically, they're just natural levels in the market that prices are attracted to for whatever reason, and we don't really necessarily need to know what the reason is, as long as we can identify where they're at. So these levels remain within what you might call a global range, and when I say that, what I mean is that the basic shape of the fractal for the different markets is going to have a similar shape, but the actual price itself is somewhat unpredictable within that range. So it's you might think that there's a combination of randomness and predictability occurring at the same time. So once the price is determined, these levels can be identified, you can use them for future forecasting without being exactly precise on where the actual price is going to go. We're forecasting ranges. So we can use these attractors in the Chaos Barometer for identifying areas that are likely to attract price when certain price levels are breached. Now, what I have on this next slide here is an example of a fractal attractor, and this is a great example of what we identified with our software. And what you see here are actual visual representations of hidden states in the price activity of IBM stock. So after going through several iterations of this, if you look at the multiple charts, it's just basically, think of it as zooming in with a microscope. What you see here is that we're identifying where the price is attracted to and what ranges the price is attracted to. So this would be equivalent to that other image I just showed you on the previous slide, but specifically for a stock, and it also gives you a market example. Okay, so that being said, what is the way to use this information for trading? This brings us back to our simple solution for improving our trading and creating a robust trading system, and the answer here is the Chaos Barometer. So here we have here's a screenshot just to give you an example of what it looks like if you put two of the indicators from the Chaos Barometer on the screen. What you see here is the general concept is that as the indicator approaches zero, the stronger the prevailing trend is in the marketplace. And when there is a trend, the direction can be determined by the color of the second indicators. So with these two instruments, or these two indicators, it's possible to determine if there is a trend, how strong the trend is, and which direction is beginning to move toward before it actually occurs. So this gives you a predictive mechanism that's highly accurate and efficient. All right, so what exactly is this Chaos Barometer that I keep speaking of? Well, just to sum it up in a nutshell, really, it's a completely new type of technical indicator, and it measures chaos in a given market state. So when I say chaos, what I mean is that it's apparent chaos. In other words, there's a hidden pattern, hidden order in the marketplace. It may look random, but we can actually use the Chaos Barometer to identify where the trends are starting to form and when it's actually not acting random, and that's why it's such a useful indicator. So what it uses is a combination of what's called the Lipinoff exponent and a balance of empiric fractal dimension associated with price oscillations on any given market. So this allows us to, that complicated sentence just tells us that it allows us to identify attractor phase space, which is, think of those attractors in the other slides, in the marketplace, and it does it in a very simple, straightforward fashion. The Chaos Barometer makes zero assumptions about functional representations of the underlying price and the way that the prices are oscillating. It just measures what's happening at the time. And so for this reason, it really does stand out from all the other known market indicators that I'm aware of. And that's in terms of both classical technical analysis and as well as advanced artificial intelligence, neural networks, digital filtering, really all of the others that you've probably heard before. These indicator combinations really take on a whole new level of accuracy for us. So what you see here is a Chaos Barometer indicator. Also, we have some trading signals, and this is just one example of a backtest curve that was made with just one combination of parameters. The Chaos Barometer itself only has 2 input parameters, and the way it's designed, it makes it very difficult to curve fit it. Even if you were trying to curve fit it, it would be difficult to do. So that being said, it's really the perfect system for traders and designers as well. What you saw on the live screen earlier, if it's combined with risk management strategies, you can actually take these results and refine them and make them even more positive. Right here, what we see is just this is just some more performance results of the previous chart. The settings for this example are using daily trading bars, and they're holding positions overnight. But while this is the case here, by no means is the Chaos Barometer restricted to a certain time frame. You can actually use it to trade just about any time frame with the same great results that you're getting from daily bars or monthly bars or weekly bars. So it's really not restricted in any way, shape, or form to that type of those certain types of time frames. I've had a lot of people ask me about scalability and the Chaos Barometer. So a few other points that I should make about this are that the Chaos Barometer and the accompanying strategies with it are highly scalable. They work with market orders or limit orders and large numbers of contracts. So it functions well on really any number of markets as long as they are liquid and have market depth. It can be used in combination with optimizations, standard optimization that you're probably familiar with if you've been working with MetaStock. And you can use this to determine the best settings for particular markets and as well as dialing in portfolios for both systems and markets. So what I'd like to do now is, at this juncture here, is go ahead and take a few minutes to step away from the slideshow and actually look at MetaStock with a few charts on it and some indicators so you can see, or at least get an idea of what's how easy it is to use and what it looks like. So here I have MetaStock up, and I'm going to open up a few different charts that we prepared earlier for you in this presentation. And let's go ahead and start with a futures contract. We'll go with gold here. It should just take a few seconds for it to calculate. All right, so we have a chart here, and you can see the buy and sell arrows. In this case, we also have an alert triggered here today for a buy signal. And what we see here on the chart is that we're not using any specific profit targets or stops. So this is just, it's literally in the market the entire time. It's selling and buying throughout the market. You can see that we have some really good trades that show up here. You can see it just by taking a quick look here. As far as there's a nice entry here where we go long. We have a nice short here. We see here's another nice one. So it's readily apparent what's going on here as far as that goes. And then with the indicators themselves, these are the two primary indicators that are used with the barometer. And what this is telling you here is, I'll just go over it real quick. You see that in the center there, it looks like there's 3 bars running horizontally. And what those are is it's a threshold area. So the market, or the system will not enter the market until we cross these different threshold areas. So we can see here where we cross the short threshold. We also have one here where we're crossing the long threshold. And so you can adjust this any way that you want, and you can also set it up so that it's entering trades collecting a certain amount of profit. You can add stops to it. I mean, it's really unlimited in that sense. And then what you see here below this is the actual Chaos Barometer itself, measuring the strength of the trend in the bearish direction and in the bullish direction. So for instance, here where we see, I hope you can see the arrow here, here where we have a sell signal, what occurs is that the Chaos Barometer is telling us that a trend is forming. We're moving closer to zero as the trend becomes stronger, and it's actually going to be closer to zero than the bullish trend is. So you can see there's a divergence here, and this is simplified by the top indicator, but for different types of applications, perhaps even just curiosity or systems design, you can use the exact measurements here to create all sorts of different combinations of trading systems and also risk parameters. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this system itself. So I'll pull up the power console here, and we'll go down to, let's see here. We set this up to show you. Okay. Go down to the latest report. And okay, so we went ahead and optimized the parameters for the trading systems. So you have a few different ones here. So what I'll do is I'll pull up a couple of them so you can take a look. So here's one. This one had the highest net profit, and we'll just go ahead and pull up the. Here's the. You can see the summary here. This is on May Gold daily bars, and again we're just using daily to keep it simple. And what I'll do is after we go through this, I'll show you a few different examples of other time frames. But then let's go to the equity curve here. And again, we just actually came up with these earlier today. So here's an equity curve example. And I mean, this was, just by changing the two simple parameters in the barometer with the standard strategy template. And we generated, a great equity curve right there. And if we go and take a look at a few of these other ones, let's just, for example, take a look at, I don't know, let's just grab one. So here we go. I mean, this one is also very nice, and although it didn't make as much money, but we still have a nice little equity curve there that I'm sure that most people would not complain about in terms of trading. Okay, and now let's go ahead and take a look at another market while we're here. All right, what I'll do next is pull up an equity. I'll pull up a Microsoft stock. So we have right here Microsoft, and you can see here one of the charts was color-coded black, the other one we left in white just to show you that, give you two different perspectives here. And you can see that we also get another buy signal. This is here. This one was. Now this is being triggered. This is going back some, so let's move forward. 4.7, 4.13, 4.15. Okay, so it's same type of scenario. You look at the chart, and you can see that we're getting buy and sell arrows on here. You can also see that the latest one is a sell signal that's listed right here from April 22nd. And right now it's a nice little profitable trade there, and it's based on the same type of settings that we we were able to identify with the gold. So you have the Chaos Barometer excess indicator. You see that we have these blue horizontal lines are the threshold, and then once again beneath that we have both indicators that are demonstrating the strength of the trend, whether it's bullish or bearish. And I will go ahead and pull up Power Console again, and let's get we'll go ahead and get a report up for you. Okay, and let's see here. All right, this actually these turned out to be all the same, but that's okay for the optimization results. That's actually even better in a sense, because it goes to show you, as I mentioned before, that how difficult it is to curve fit these by accident. So okay, now this is based on just 100 shares of Microsoft, trading it on a daily basis, swing trading, and we'll go ahead and look at the equity curve here, and we can see that we have a nice little equity curve that's being generated on this one. So from here, there's a actually while I have Dr. Zinchenko in on the presentation, I just want to ask him: is there Boris, is there anything that you wanted to include in on this? I was going to I'd like to show everyone some of the other indicators that are available.
We just have seen a couple of nice examples. I want to stress again that our indicator is not restricted to any particular time frame or any particular market instrument. So it transparently works and consistently works on most of time frames and market instruments. Erik, for example, I suggest to view now a few of our screens, for example, for
excellent idea.
Forex, yeah, and
okay.
Cross scales with containing given instrument, yeah.
Very good. Okay. Well, yeah, and actually, while we're here, real quick, because there's the Chaos Barometer also comes with the Quant Trade core, which has a number of different predictive indicators that sometimes we build systems using combinations of them with the Chaos Barometer. But I just thought I would put that out there so you can see it, how it works. And one that may be of interest is called ARIMA, and you can see that it places a predictor on top of the chart, and that's predicting, as it's set right now, predicting the close. And then we can also add something like here. We have, this is a neural net. Oops, let's see here. This is a neural net predictor, just to give you an example. So again, it's placing the prediction on top of the chart. So that might be something that some of you are interested in doing if you were looking for confirmation or predictive algorithms to use in conjunction with the barometer. Anyway, what I would like to do is, I did mention I would show you various other equity curves and results from a few different time frames, so you can see for yourself that it's not limited to one particular time frame. And what I will do here is I have put together a folder. I have a few different types of trading markets listed, and these have different time frames on them. So just kind of randomly going through this, we have Apple, and you can see this is being traded quite frequently, and we're looking we have some the equity curve is increasingly going up, and this is based on 30 minutes of trading, 30-minute bars intraday. Here's another one that's with the Australian dollar and Japanese yen, and you can see that it does very nicely with the Forex markets, and so again, that's a whole different type of a market, and you can see that the equity curve looks great, and it's moving up on in a steady rate. Let's take a look
And
at.
please take attention to different time frames. So, for example, 10 minutes, 1 day, it goes consistently on completely different ranges of instruments and time frames which we show you now. Thank you.
Right, great point. And yes, as we see here, this is 10 minutes. Let's go to something that's, well, here, okay, we already looked at some dailies, but let's just pull this up. Here's a daily chart that we have on BP, and that looks, I mean, you know, that looks good, looks great. Let's see, just to give you, I'm just sort of randomly picking some here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but let's see, here's a 4-hour market. This is the E-mini, and this is being traded on on bars that are 4 hours each. So here's a 1 hour on General Motors. That's nice, you know, trading equities, and that's trading intraday on hourly charts. So as you can see, the Chaos Barometer really works across all these different markets and also across all of these different time frames. And you know, that's something that makes it very special. And the fact that you're not able to, you only have 2 degrees of freedom or 2 parameters to adjust for the core indicator, makes it really reliable, and it makes it very difficult to make mistakes with it when you're putting it into systems or just trading with it in general. So let's go back over to the presentation here, and just as sort of a recap, what we call Chaos Complete is that comes from what we call the complete solution. So it's a turnkey trading solution, which includes the Chaos Barometer, full support from the Quant Trade staff, which means that if you have any questions whatsoever about it, or if you have or you need help in terms of putting together strategies or a template or anything along those lines, then we're here to help. Also, we have easy-to-use trading templates that are specially designed for MetaStock. We offer the Chaos Complete on a monthly or lifetime basis, and as a matter of fact, today we, in conjunction with MetaStock, we have a special offer that is available to all of you, which includes 2 free months of MetaStock and a 2-month license to Chaos Complete. So the total for that is only $2.99, which is a substantial discount from our normal prices. And for those of you that are interested in a lifetime license, we're reducing that by $1,000 to the price of $2,600 for all webinar participants. So anyway, that is that does make it available for you to try out. And again, you have the 2 months free of MetaStock included with that. So that being said, I think that this would be a good time to start moving into the question and answer section, and then between Boris and I, we will do our best to answer all the questions that you may have. So are there any questions out there? Feel free to go ahead and send them our way.
And while they're typing in questions, I just kind of wanted to make a comment on the system. It's a very robust system, and it comes with quite a few different indicators. But I think that the thing that really differentiates is you're able to make your decisions based off of actual system tests.
That's right.
Which is indicative of really the time and the research that's gone into this, as well as the other systems in Quant Trade, in that you're able to see the performance of the system through the MetaStock system tester, as you're making your decisions, which really is able to outline, exactly not just your equity curve, but how many trades you've taken, the percentage gain, and different parameters there so that you can make an educated decision on whether or not you want to be trading that instrument consistently. Looks like we have a couple of questions here.
Right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have. Okay.
First question is by Marvino. He asked, NDX, question mark. So my assumption is, does it work with the NDX?
Yes, it does. It will work with, we've used it on a number of different indices. NDX is no different. Like I said before, as long as it has market liquidity and depth, it's going to work. It's going to work great. It's not going to make a difference on the type of index. So short answer is yes, it will.
Okay. Donald asks, what is the monthly price for it?
The monthly, well, for this initial webinar, it's $2.99 for 2 months, and then the regular monthly price is $2.99. So it's actually, we're offering it for 2 months at $2.99 with the 2 months of MetaStock free of charge for webinar attendees. And then if they want to, if any of the attendees are interested in a lifetime license, then it's $2,600, which includes all upgrades and any support that they need.
I must additionally add that it doesn't only include Chaos Barometer, but also all other indicators which we provide. So it's several dozens of various explorations and non-linear indicators, unique, developed by Quant Trade from all areas of modern math, not only one indicator. Chaos Barometer is simply our best performing and most universal, which is why we show it now, but the price includes also all other indicators in our package, which really several dozens. Thank you.
Right. Okay, Hunter, next question.
Okay, that's all the questions I'm seeing right now. If you do have a question, go ahead and type it in the box. Now, looking at the screen, that's how many system tests that the entire system actually comes with, correct?
Right. Well, these also, what you see here are the other indicators, mostly predictors that come with the Chaos Barometer. And so I had placed a couple of those on the chart earlier when where it was predicting the closing price. But
Yes, exactly. And all these provide full infrastructure for optimization, scanning in MetaStock of various portfolios, explorations, etc., etc. And not only these, but please look into our bar formula where we have many indicators to be included into chart. You see all these indicators by Quant Trade are included into package. You see most of these are natively developed and delivered by Quant Trade, and many of these are not found.
Right, these are typically these are typically unique in their own right. So they're almost all of them are nonlinear indicators or fractal-based indicators.
Okay. Next question was from Doug, and I typed in the answer. I just want to make sure everyone knew that the ebook is actually available in the handouts section of your GoToWebinar. Also, if you guys, if you need that, you can feel free to email myself or Quant Trade. They have their contact information, and they'll be putting that back up on the screen here shortly. They can provide that ebook for you as well.
Right, here you go. We have the contact information here. This includes our email, our info email, and also our main office phone number. So feel free to contact us with any questions that you may think of later, or if you need any other material.
Great. Well, it doesn't look like we have any other questions at this point. Make sure that if you guys, after this presentation, if you guys have questions, please contact us here at MetaStock or contact info@quant-trade.com. More than happy to help you. Also, if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that trial offer, if you do have MetaStock, this will work with it very, very well. If you don't have MetaStock, we'll go ahead and get you set up with a 2-month trial at no cost for the MetaStock. Definitely contact Quant Trade for that. And then, of course, we here at MetaStock are always available as well. Anything to add, Erik or Boris?
I don't think so, not at this point. If there are no other questions, just that you know, we definitely welcome questions from clients or people that are interested in our services. So feel free to contact us anytime.
Great. Well, I really do thank you, Erik and Boris, for a wonderful presentation. We're excited to do more things with you here in the future. Again, for those attending the webinar, definitely contact us for that trial offer. And in the interim, I hope you guys have a good evening. And as always, happy trading.
Thank you. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.